اهلا وسهلا بكم في حلقه جديده من برنامج من هوليوود مع ميكو على اليوم السابع. النهارده هنتكلم عن لقاء حصري معمول مع ابطال عمل فيلم نياد، واللي بيتكلم عن ديانا نياد اللي هي اول سباحه والوحيده في العالم اللي قدرت تعوم من كوبا لفلوريدا من غير توقف. مش بس كده، هي حاولت وهي تعملها وهي في العشرينات، ما قدرتش عملتها وهي في الستينات. الله عليكي. عشان كده احنا النهارده معانا اول لقاء مع ابطال العمل انيت بينينج and Jodie Foster. تعالوا نشوف.
Listen to this. Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life?
Okay, just a little swim.
Or 60 hours of constant swimming.
First of all, I love the film so much, and you two, my goodness, Hollywood legends. I was watching it, oh my goodness, they brought the magic to the screen. First time. So I'm gonna start with Annette. How did you prepare for such a role?
I did a lot of swimming for sure, and I had a great Olympian who was my swim coach, who came and coached me and made me feel I could do it. And I was intimidated at first and kind of scared I knew the part was wonderful. I knew the story was so compelling, but I didn't really think through what that was going to take physically. And so I ended up learning a lot and kind of digging deep into my own level of confidence. And so that ended up being very, reassuring in a way, because I tend to do that in life. I tend to just sort of jump into things and then figure them out later. But Diana herself is a wonderful human being and a really interesting person. She is one of a kind. I mean, when she's in a room, you can't look at anything else. She is a very compelling person. And to play someone who's decided to value themselves enough to really do something extraordinary. And she had to earn that. She had to carve that out, because she had a lot of craziness in her childhood and things happened to her that were very difficult. So I love who she had become, and that she couldn't do this swim from Cuba to Florida when she was in her 20s. So when she was 60, she decided to do it. I mean, that's crazy, which is exactly what Bonnie, her best friend, Jodie plays, said to her, like, that's insane. You can't do that. And Diana said, well, I'm going to do it, and you're going to help me. And then as time went on, Bonnie was the one, Diana would say, I can't do it. I can't do it. And Bonnie would say, yes, you can. Yes, you can.
I think that was amazing. I'm getting goosebumps while you're talking, because this is a second chance for everybody. It's an inspirational to say people do not give up. And I think Jodie on the screen caught you very well.
Yeah, okay.
Prepare for this,
Yeah.
Jodie.
Yeah. I learned a lot. I learned a lot from Bonnie and Diana. I think we all do. Diana, this, incredibly brilliant mind, incredibly driven, single-minded, and Bonnie, this caring, nurturing person who is comfortable being in the background because she is so strong and knows herself. But the combination of the two of them, that partnership, is really what made the swim.
No, I think it's fun. The whole stories need to be told, and I urge everybody to watch this, because it's amazing. And what you both brought, friendship, and I know you never ever worked together before. That's
No.
fun.
No, but now we're going to work together in every single movie, so you might get really sick of us.
So said, like, now we come together.
That's it, just the two of us. That's it.
And did you guys get to spend time with the actual people that you're playing?
We did. I actually, Jodie knew Bonnie and Diana socially, and I didn't. So that we did end up spending a tremendous amount of time individually, as well as the four of us would get together and have fun and talk. And Diana and I spent a lot of time privately, and she really let me in, which I'm very grateful for. She began to trust me. I think she could see that I wanted to get it right, but I also knew that we had to give her a character arc. So we've taken certain liberties in the story for sure in order to tell a good narrative, that this woman goes from thinking it's all about her to thinking, oh no, we actually all need each other. Even though we are separate, we have our own life's journeys. We are so interdependent. And that's where the joy comes in life, is that interdependency, that connectedness. So in our profession, we have this, and sometimes you really do have a symbiotic relationship with a fellow actor. I feel that with Jodie. I feel so grateful to her that she did the film, I never thought she would do it. When they told me they were asking her to do it, I thought she'll never do it. She could play Diana, like she would be a great Diana. And then when she decided to do it, I'm so grateful because she brought a lot to the movie beyond acting, right? She's a great director, she's a writer, she thinks about the whole project. And Jimmy and Chai, our directors, are documentarians, very experienced, accomplished people, but they had never done a narrative film. And this was a big physical production. We were on the water, obviously. So it was a lot of challenge. So having Jodie there to sort of say, this is going to be a problem. No, don't do that. Cut this. You need this. She was, she was great. She brought all that to it. And I'm so grateful to her.
I think you both did an amazing job, and everybody, cast and crew. And I'm so happy that this message is out there for people to get inspired and actually give themselves a second chance. Thank you both so much, and it was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
من المحفزات لديانا نياد كان أبوها، واللي هو من أصل مصري، وكان دايما بيقول لها يا ديانا لازم تخلي اسم نياد في العلالي، وعشان كده هي قدرت تحقق ده بمساعدة صاحبتها باني، واللي هي معانا في لقاء حصري هي والمخرجين اللي حاصلين على أوسكار. تعالوا نشوف قالوا إيه. First of all, let me congratulate you on a fantastic story and a great execution of the film. It was fantastic. It's a story that I urge everyone to see. It's so inspiring in so many levels. I'm gonna start with Bonnie. Bonnie, you're already a successful sportswoman and you already achieved a lot. What's it like coming and coaching somebody such as Diana in such a very, very something that wasn't humanly possible? So tell me, how hard was that?
Well, interestingly enough, Diana and I have been friends for 43 years. And when I was playing racquetball, she lived in New York City. I lived in Connecticut. She'd take the train out and she wanted to learn a little bit about racquetball. So we started playing racquetball, but inevitably she became my fitness coach and I learned a lot. So it's interesting 40 years later that I get to become her coach. It completely turned around. So that was great. And I know her so well, I know what she responds to. I know what she doesn't respond to. It worked.
So in the ocean, tell me about the experience in the ocean. How hard was that, leading a whole team and convincing them to do something so difficult?
Diana is one with the ocean. It's unbelievable. It's kind of beautiful to watch her out there, watching your best friend do what she does best. It's inspiring and beautiful.
Of course, it's inspiring because you kept believing, going back and forth. It's not just one time, hey, I'm going now with you to the ocean, but it's fantastic. And Chai, how did you bring all of this to the screen? It must be super difficult too, creating everything around it.
Yes, I think that every movie presents its own challenges. I think the water work in this case was very daunting and scary, as well as working with such great actors. I mean, this is our first time directing actors, and I think you could agree that we hit the jackpot. When Annette agreed to take the role, then we got really spoiled when Jodie Foster agreed to join the film. And, we were always very focused on this triumvirate between them, between Diana, Bonnie and Captain Bartlett, because it's the friendship that really brings to life how much work Diana had to do, how much commitment she required of her team, and also how she had to grow as an individual in order to actually achieve her dreams. So, we were very lucky. We had a great team around us, and we dreamed big. We wanted to see this film through.
I know you and Jimmy won an Oscar for documentary for solo, but I think Nayad was kind of documentary, but actually it's something that already happened. The choice of the actors is fantastic because everybody looks alike, that their own character they playing, and I thought that was fantastic. And I like how you brought the friendship and everything together. But is any scene specific was difficult to film or hard to bring it all together?
I mean, it's, Annette had to put herself through grueling, circumstances. Like she trained for over a year to prepare for the physical difficulty of the role. And she had to spend between 4 and 6 hours a day in the tank, which even though it was the Dominican Republic, it was freezing, it was hard. But what happened was like she had trained she was so dedicated to her training that she built this endurance that allowed her to stay in the water. And so allowed us to maximize the little time we had or could afford filming. So, that was one of the challenges I think that nothing could have prepared us for. And also in documentaries, we work with like intimate teams. We tend to work with the same people over and over again. On a narrative feature, there are 400 people on set looking at you and asking you what to do. And while that's incredibly empowering, it was certainly daunting in the beginning.
And what made you choose this story to be specific, to be your first feature film?
We're interested in stories about individuals who push the limits of what's possible. And after Free Solo and The Rescue, we were also interested in what's that experience for a woman? And so when we read the script for Naiad, Jimmy and I looked at each other and said like, wow, Diana Naiad is just that. She is unabashedly ambitious. She's not afraid to dream big and to kind of pursue with everything, her own dreams. And it was also a great opportunity to create 2 rich roles for 2 of the best female actors of their generation and show women in a way that they're not seen often, in their full complexity of a certain age. Like at its core, Naiad is about a woman who wakes up at 60. And while the world is saying that we're done with you, she's like, not so fast. I'm not done with you. Yeah.
Guys, that was amazing. I love the story. Everybody must watch this. It's so inspiring. You brought the faith back in the humanity ability. So thank you again. And thank you for your time.
Thank you.